All right, here we are, World Wrestling Live. We're here with our 2 o'clock hour, and we have, one of the greatest USA women wrestlers that we have right now that are currently active. Her name is Liles. She's up at the Colorado Training Center, training for big things, in high school out of Allen, Texas. She was 89-0, so she is the only 4-time undefeated girls state champ in Texas history. She's a 4-time world team member. She was ranked #1 at 132 nationally in high school, and only the 3rd woman in history to do it 4 times, but only one has done it undefeated, and that's her. So Liles, welcome. Thank you so much for coming on. I see you got a new dope tattoo. Love it.
Yeah.
And,
Thank you.
show it off proud, and obviously you're out there kicking ass for the USA. So welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, it's an honor, a pleasure. I'm I can't say enough. And first of all, talk about how has this off season been affected for you with what's going on?
Well, for me, this started while I was at Army training. So I went to basic training starting in October. So I've been off since October. And then I went to AIT to do my job, to learn my job. And now I'm just waiting to get back on the mat. But I've been training full time with my NFL. There's a NFL coach that trains me. So we've been doing a lot of cardio and conditioning and strength training. So still getting.
Cool. So you'll be, so now you can wrestle for, what's it, WCAP is what it's called?
Yeah, I'm wrestling for WCAP with the Army. So that's an awesome experience, and I'm so thankful for that.
Yeah, I had Coach Betterman on who said that he did it and loved it. It meant a lot to him, and he recommends it to everybody. So obviously it's something that's beneficial and good stuff. Well, congratulations. You made it through basic training. Did you just kick ass there or what?
Yeah, I mean, it was in and out. It wasn't the funnest just because I wasn't wrestling and it was new to me. And so it was kind of just getting out of my comfort zone and being able to adapt into something new, like waking up at 4 a.m. and staying awake till 9 and then have a bit of sleep, going on again the next day. So always a new experience.
That had to be an experience, huh?
Absolutely. It was so cold. I was at Fort Sill and it was like 9 degrees waking up and you still had to do PT outside. So
man, so when did you get when did you get done? When did you finish basic training and graduate?
I graduated in January and then I graduated AIT in March.
Oh, nice. So right before all this kind of
all of it happened literally the week before I was graduating.
Wow. So now are you going to spend time up in, where is it, Northern Illinois, where WCAP is?
It's in Colorado Springs. It's in Colorado Springs. So right now I'm in Texas with my family, but I'll be back July 5th.
Awesome. That's cool. So, I read that in high school, you got an opportunity to travel the world and wrestle all over the country. First of all, wrestling, what has it meant to you? And then what did it mean to you to be able to see the whole world at your age?
Well, being able to start traveling the world, I was 14 and I made my first world team. And it was an awesome experience. I was so grateful for everything and putting in all the work and the time and the effort, got me somewhere. So it was amazing at such a young age to be able to have the opportunities to travel, go to all the training camps and be able to do all of that stuff. And then I would do some training camps with the senior athletes too. So it was awesome. And I'm so grateful for all that.
And I know that, so you were playing soccer and then 10 years old, you were at your brother's practice and you decided, what the hell, I'll give it a try. And I read that your mom was like, don't pay because she's going to quit. And
yeah.
And here you are, 89-0, been all over the world.
juniors.
I mean, how the hell did you get so damn good?
Well, growing up, my brother who passed away due to a car accident,
Oh, I'm so sorry.
he like always wrestled, so I always went to his practices, his tournaments, and I was like, and I was wrestling, and I would wrestle around with him, but I was playing soccer. I was playing select soccer at the time, and so then I went to practice because after my game, my little brother had practice, and they needed a partner. So I was like, I'll go in, like just joke. And so I got on the mat, and then I was like, I went to my mom after. I was like, this was kind of fun. Like, I want to do this. The coach was like, do we have to pay? Like, she'll be here for a week. And just after that, I just enjoyed it so much. I was wrestling all guys because girls wasn't a thing back then. And I'd be wrestling 3 brackets a weekend. And then once girls started, I would wrestle 4, maybe 5 brackets a weekend. It was just a lot of training and a lot of time. I'm lucky I had all the coaches I had growing up with the Allen program, and I went to a program called STAR, and they helped me too. And I'm just extremely blessed and thankful for all the coaches I've had that has got me to this point.
Wow, it's awesome. Well, good for you. And first of all, I'm sorry to hear about your brother.
Oh, thank you.
Second, wow, I'm sure he's looking down going, man, she's an ass kicker. Good for her. So I'm sure you're living up to everything he could have imagined. And man, talk about you had to, I've had girls on here, and and of course, like you, they had to grow up wrestling boys, and then they had to make the adjustment going into college to wrestle girls. And they talk about that adjustment. It's not easy. It's a different thing where you're wrestling guys, and you're shooting legs and leg wrestling and doing this, where girls, now you got to be careful of the legs and the hips and things like that. Is that an adjustment that you had to make as well, going between different genders?
Well, for me, I was wrestling all guys all the way up through high school because I was the only girl on that Allen program. So for me, I would have to wrestle guys all through the week, and then I'd wrestle girls on the weekend, and then I would wrestle guys on the week. So it's like the way you wrestle a guy at the age I was at, they're all getting big and getting all muscular, and you're just still over here being a girl and not have all the abilities they do to get as big. So it was girls are super flexible, and so it was definitely a difference when you're doing top and bottom, or when you're doing just regular wrestling and you're shooting and you have to get a certain angle compared to a guy, and then it's just back and forth.
Yeah, and that's what I spoke to her name was Emma Cochran, and had to, like you, there was only boys on the team, and she had to wrestle boys states, and then she said she goes to college, and it's like, all right, I got to learn how to work these hips a little bit different. So
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I don't know if it's been done before or if you're the only one that did it, but apparently you're a 2-time boys Texas USA freestyle state champion.
And I wrestled Greco, and I won guys Greco too. But yeah, I was wrestling freestyle, folk style, and Greco guys, and winning all the states. So it was fun, seeing all the guys, get upset that a girl won, especially their parents. So it was fun, funny.
It had to be a good time. But what would you tell little girls out there that are thinking about getting into the sport?
I love the sport, and I push everyone that I know that are girls and guys to wrestle. My little niece, I was over at her house the other day, and I was like just playing around with her. She's only like a few months old, I think a year and a few months. But yeah, I just hope all the girls know that, like, no matter what, they're strong enough to do whatever they want to do, no matter if it is to wrestle or do anything. As long as you put your mind to it, you can do it. And that's all you really need to do. Like, no matter if you're getting bullied or you're the popular one, like, it doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want. Just keep on pushing until you're successful.
Yeah. Hey, God bless you. Thanks for saying that. And I hope the girls out there are listening. And talk a little bit about, you decided that you weren't going to go to college. You decided you wanted to pursue Olympic dreams and go live up at the Olympic Center. So you've been up at the Olympic Center now, and now it sounds like you're transitioning to where you decided to get into the Army and serve our country, which God bless you for that, and go with the WCAP. But talk about that decision, if it was hard, easy, or why you did it.
I wanted to go to the Olympics when I started wrestling. The Olympics was always my number one goal. It's been my goal since my brother, and I was like, one day we'll both be, it would have been senior year, my freshman year, and we would have won our first state title, my first state title, his fourth. I always had the goals to be that successful, and I will always have those goals to be that successful. I went to the training center. I trained with Jeff Estrada every summer since I was 14 to train to be the best. And I was always traveling to practices, to anything, to have my number one goal, and that's the Olympics. I went to the training center. I've been training with Jenna Burkett and having the opportunity to do that WCAP, and I'm just so thankful.
Yeah, and talk about living up there at the training center. What's it like? What are the days like? When you decide as a young man or young lady, and you decide to go up to the Olympic Training Center and be a part of that, what is that process like? I'm sure there's a schedule for you.
Well, I've been at WCAP for a little over a year, and we do morning practices, conditioning, lifting, and then evening practice, and it's just intense. Being able to train with all the seniors at WCAP has most of all the people on the team, on the world team. So it's hard. I get beat up a lot, but I'm just thankful to get beat up a lot so I don't get beat up a lot in tournaments.
Yeah. Now, what is your goal? Is your goal freestyle or Greco?
If they had a girls Greco, I would do it in a heartbeat. No ifs, ands, buts about it. I would do that in a heartbeat, but there's no Olympics for girls Greco, sadly. So I'd be doing freestyle, which isn't my favorite, but gotta do.
But you'll do your thing, I'm sure. So what's the process that you have to go through? I know the Olympics was going to be this year. It's been delayed. Were you going to be part of that Olympic team, or are you training for the next Olympics?
It got moved to this year, so we have Olympic trials this year, hopefully, and then we have Olympic trials and then Olympic qualifiers. So I'll be doing that, and then I'm also still a junior, so I'm going to be trying for the junior world team.
Oh, good for you. So you've got a bunch of opportunities there coming to you, huh?
Yeah, thankfully.
Exciting. Well, I can't wait to be another fan of yours and watch you wrestle and get on there and say, hey, I know that girl. I met her. She was on my show. Yeah. Kick ass. Yeah, I like it. It'd be fun. So, looking down the road, looking in the future, we're going to say Alex Liles is what?
An Olympic champ.
Boom. That's awesome. How many times?
Hopefully I get 2 cycles.
Cool. That'll be fun. I spoke to some people on here that have experienced the Olympics, and they say they weren't nervous until they saw the torch lit, and then they were like, oh, this is real. Everybody started going crazy and wild. So cool. Do you have any other family now that are still wrestling? Do you have any other siblings or any cousins or anybody out there that
My
their ass at home?
My little brother still wrestles, but he's a football player, so I'll see him at the NFL one day.
Oh, good for him. So, yeah. I mean, of course, you're kicking his ass at the house level.
Absolutely. Doubted.
Can't touch you. That's right. That's
Trying to
perfect.
get my trying to get my little sister into it, but we'll see how that goes.
That'll be fun. I think I went on to track wrestling, and I don't know if it was on the thumbnail I sent you, but I don't
Hmm.
think it all fit. I don't know if she got it all in there, but I mean, you've won or placed at every big tournament. So, man, God
Yes.
bless all your success, and awesome. I'm glad that I get to be a fan.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. And I got some questions for you. Ready?
Awesome.
All right. Tony Romo or Dak Prescott?
Zach Prescott.
Okay. Tournaments, the Dave Schultz or the Bill Farrell?
Dave Schultz.
All right. Texas barbecue, Colorado barbecue?
Texas. All day.
All right. The Pan Ams or Cadet Worlds?
Probably my Cadet Worlds.
Nice. All right. Colorado elk or Texas beef?
I've tried elk once, but I'll always stay with Texas beef.
I should have. I bet you. I had a girl on. She said the Mexican food in Texas is fire, and then I had a coach on the other day that coached in Texas, and he said, "I'll never eat Mexican food the same again after being in Texas."
Luckily, my grandma cooks my Mexican food for me.
Yeah.
So
He said a taco's not a taco till you have it there. All right, Reno or Body Bar?
Reno,
The Dixie is a pretty cool
there's
event. Really fun.
people that show up. There's full brackets.
Dorothy Darnell, you look great, sweetheart. Be safe, be careful, love you.
I love you.
Let's see, we've got here. Oh, I think I know the answer based on our conversation already, but Greco or freestyle?
Greco.
You love throwing them kids, huh?
I do.
All right, last one. ASICS Vaughn or Fargo?
Fargo.
Fargo. They're both freestyle tournaments, right?
I'm pretty sure. I just choose Fargo because I've won it. So
I like it. Like a couple of times, right?
yes, 4 times.
You're so humble. You're like, yeah, 4-time Fargo.
4 times Fargo. That's
Yeah,
cool.
what the hell? Oh, cool. Well, hey, well, you know, our United States military is getting a good one. Our USA Olympic Training Center's got a good one. And I look forward to watching you do big things. And I can't wait to say, hey, I met that Olympic champ. Awesome.
Thank you so much.
So good luck to you in your career. And if I ever get out to Texas, I'll have to come by for a tattoo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'll get one just because I'm there. I'll say, yeah, I got a tattoo with her.
You should.
I'm doing it. Once we get out of the house, I'm traveling. I'm coming to get a tattoo. Allen, Texas, here I come. Make sure Mexican food is being made by mom and grandma.
It would be grandma.
It would be grandma. I know my wife is Puerto Rican, and I remember grandma passed away a couple of years ago, but when we used to go over to the house, man, it was always grandma at the stove. Always food on the stove, always rice and beans on the stove, always chicken on the stove. There was never ever.
It's worse. It's worse when you're in training season and you're cutting weight and there's your grandma always got food on the stove.
Oh, I could imagine, because you know, being around Hispanics my whole life, they got food ready for you. And if you go to their house and they offer you food and you say no, you're like the devil. You're like, I don't care if you're full. You better eat. Damn, full.
No
Yeah, you got to accept it. No leftovers. That's right. Good stuff. Well, hey, God bless you. Keep kicking ass, and you take care. Thanks so much for coming on. And if any of your friends would like to be on, if anybody you know want to come on, then hit me up. We'll get them on.
Awesome.
Awesome. You take care, and welcome back from basic training.
Thank you.